Today's video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. How's it going, my peeps? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are on the road once again for a very specific purpose. A few months back I saw this video on my Instagram of a surf and turf burger at a restaurant in Connecticut, and beside sending drool down my chin, it got me thinking. Outside of maybe subbing in some shrimp for the lobster, we don't often mess with the makeup of the surf and turf. So today we are doing just that and seeing in what form surf and turf is the best. But the first order of business is going to try that burger. One of the things I didn't mention earlier was the fact that there were so many angry comments underneath that video for some reason. And like, nobody's forcing you to come here and buy this. If you don't like what you're seeing, just scroll past it. But consider me influenced, because this thing is absolutely incredible. One thing I didn't anticipate was the quality of the beef. It's actually really, really good. They don't skimp on anything. There's plenty of lobster in there. Mix it with a good bun and caramelized onions. I'm won over. With that being said though, we have quite a few of other incredible recipes, including one that I'm gonna try to craft myself. We'll see how they all stack up, so let's get right into this one. As excited as I am to make and then try some of these recipes, it's no secret that most types of surf and turf lean quite pricey. And before my bank account takes a harder hit than a TikTok chef's ego after a Gordon Ramsay review, let's give a quick shout out to my friends over at Helix Sleep. Helix makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and are shipped directly to your door. They know that everybody's got a different body type and sleep preferences, so they developed their very own sleep quiz to help match you up with something perfectly from their incredible lineup of offerings. I've lost track now of how long it's been since I myself took their sleep quiz, and because I'm a back sleeper and I like a medium to firm mattress, they matched me up with this guy, and this thing changed my life. From the very first night to today, I've been sleeping incredibly. If you don't believe me, go look back at 2018 David's eye bags. If you sleep with a partner, you could take the quiz together and find something that's the perfect compromise for the both of you. And still, my favorite part about Helix is that anywhere in the US, you can get your mattress delivered right to your door for free. It came rolled up in a box. It could not have been easier to set up for myself. And unlike a lot of other brands, Helix mattresses don't contain any fiberglass, which could potentially be harmful to your health. If you're like me and you're a little nervous to buy something you haven't tried yet, Helix offers a 100-night sleep trial, meaning you have over 3 months to make sure you love your mattress. And they offer a 10-year warranty, financing options, and a flexible payment plan, so a great night's sleep is never that far away. And I'm thrilled to announce that their 4th of July sale is still ongoing, so click that link in the top line of the description, head on over to helixsleep.com/DavidSeymour, because with that sale, you can get 30% off of an Elite or Luxe mattress, plus 2 free pillows, or take 25% off site-wide. Our first challenger today that will attempt to take down that amazing burger is the man, the myth, the legend, Sam the Cooking Guy, and his surf and turf burrito. I grabbed some shrimp, olive oil, and soy sauce, garlic powder, and a flank steak, oregano, ancho chili powder, cumin, and chipotle peppers, brown sugar, salt and pepper, an onion, some tomatoes, avocados, garlic, a lime, and some cilantro. And obviously, we need a very large, pliable, good quality tortilla for this, so I went to my local neighborhood taco stand and simply bought one of their Crunchwrap tortillas for 99 cents. Let me just start by saying, I think it's a disgrace that it has been so long since I've made a Sam recipe. I'm very disappointed in myself, because if you can recall back to literally any recipe we've ever done by him, they're almost always incredible. It breaks so many culinary rules. They are always so damn flavorful and well seasoned. And this recipe right here is gonna be no exception. I started by marinating both the shrimp and the flank steak. The steak getting a somewhat traditional carne asada marinade with the addition of some soy sauce, which, to be clear, I have absolutely no problem with. He mentioned in his video that people always complain when he does this. I don't see why. I allowed that to chill for a couple hours in a Ziploc bag in the fridge, and then I whipped up the marinade for the shrimp, which is a little bit different. This got plenty of that chili powder, the cumin, all our other aromatics and seasonings. And the third and final component of this is gonna be a homemade guacamole with lots of chopped up tomatoes and onions, which apparently ruffles more feathers for some reason. I guess the secondary underlying theme of this video is the chronicles of the annoying, fickle internet complainer that feels like they need to voice their negative opinions about everything they ever come across. As I say that, honestly that feels to be a theme for all of life. I feel like everyone's just so angry and just waiting for an opportunity to bite everybody else's heads off. Can we all just take a collective breath and find a little empathy and compassion for each other again? That took an unexpected turn. Maybe if everyone just made one of these burritos with freshly grilled carne asada, done to a nearly perfect medium rare and sliced nice and thin, and then some charred up shrimp with some of the extra carne marinade, because why not? This is probably breaking some food safety code because they're two different raw meats, but I'm sure I'll be fine. This is just for me. As a disclaimer, do this at your own risk. Do not sue me for any Vibrio infections. This thing was looking so damn good at the end. It wrapped up so satisfyingly, so I need to take a bite of this right now. I am so over this heat, and sitting outside at that restaurant did not make it any better. One thing I will never be over, on the other hand, is surf and turf. It is a crime that it's been so long since I've done one of Sam's recipes, but I'm glad to see one again because this is amazing. I used to preach this every time I did anything by him. His stuff is so flavorful, it's so intensely seasoned. My one complaint is the steak is a touch chewy. Next time I would get a little bit pricier of a cut, or just cut this a little bit thinner. I'm sure it'd be fine. I was also waiting to complain that there's not more going on here. Some kind of fresh lettuce or maybe a cabbage slaw. While I don't think either of those would hurt, it doesn't need it. This is incredible. Make this if you got the means. Very happy. On deck in today's battle of land and sea, we've got Kimmy's Creations and her surf and turf pasta. I grabbed shrimp, onion, and garlic powder, pappardelle pasta and heavy cream, a thick cut steak of your choosing, Old Bay and butter, Parmesan, fresh parsley, and salt and pepper. So what drew me to this one, outside of the fact that her video looks absolutely delicious and I wanted to eat it as soon as I saw it? I feel like in a lot of restaurants you can get your Alfredo creamy pasta and then add chicken or shrimp or steak, and this begged the question, why can't we have more than one? In order to answer that question, I seasoned my shrimp and chucked them on some skewers. I chopped up my steak in nice large cubes, seasoned that very thoroughly, and then cooked them both in a sizzling hot cast iron skillet. Do you have to get a behemoth sized steak and then cut them into Rubik's Cube sized chunks? No, of course you can get a smaller strip steak, ribeye, whatever you like. But I feel like this will look pretty cool on the plate. That is, if I can cook them successfully, because they are so large and cubical. I threw in my shrimp skewers the last 6 or 7 minutes in an attempt to get them both to finish cooking at the same time. And then of course you have to tackle the base of this dish, the pasta and the cream sauce, which is easier than you might expect. You quite literally just plop down butter, cream, all your seasonings, and that's it. You allow it to bubble away and reduce for a couple of minutes, and then once your pasta of choice is finished cooking, you can drag it on over into the sauce with whatever amount of pasta water makes its way over there too. I can already see some of your comments making the argument, how are these dishes comparable at all? And to that I would say, you're right, and I don't care. I am ranking them based on my level of enjoyment, and already I'm assuming this one is gonna be ranking pretty darn high. This is my kind of video. I was about to say I don't know where to start first, but that's a bold-faced lie. I want to try this pasta. It's pretty good. It's very creamy. It kind of reminds me of the Applebee's Alfredo sauce. I think on its own I'd be a little disappointed. It's kind of lacking any depth, but it might be the perfect base for the rest of this. That is the type of bite I'm looking for. I do not care who might be out there with the opinion that multiple different types of meats and pasta and sauce should not be combined. I don't care. It's a bad opinion. This is such a good combination. This plate right here is very close to what my death row meal would be, with components like this, maybe subbing in a crab or lobster for the shrimp, because this is unreal. This is the best thing I've eaten so far today. But I may have developed one more food that is gonna try its very best to dethrone them all. And lastly today, perhaps stupidly, I am entering myself into the ring because me and my friend Lindsay came up with this really good idea for a surf and turf pizza. I grabbed some white wine, heavy cream, and beef stock, butter, olive oil, tomato paste, and celery, some clams, mozzarella, and short ribs, bay leaves, crushed red pepper flakes, parmesan, and lobster tails, pizza dough, lemons, onions, fresh thyme, carrots, shallots, garlic, salt and pepper, and fresh parsley. That was a mouthful, to say the least, and before you click off or write this idea off as dumb, let me explain for a minute. When we were first putting this whole video together, before we had any of the recipes picked out, we knew that we wanted to start with the burger place in Westport, Connecticut. That place is about an hour away from me, or so, and if you went another 25 minutes down the highway, you'd find yourself in New Haven, one of the best pizza cities on the face of this planet. And what are they mostly known for? None other than their white clam pizza. So that's the base of this pizza. It's gonna be a really intensely flavored white sauce with some chopped up clams, integrated with these shredded up short ribs that I braised for over 4 hours in the oven. By the end, they were falling apart. I could barely even touch them before they fell right off the bone. And of course, a lobster meat, because in my opinion, there is no better seafood half of a surf and turf than lobster. I do love shrimp, don't get me wrong, but when I first hear the words surf and turf, my brain immediately goes to a buttery, slightly bouncy, fresh lobster. And we're gonna use those lobster shells, so do not discard them. Once I had the lobster chunks cooked up, the clams poached up a little bit in some white wine and butter, and then obviously chopped into bite-sized pieces, right down in that same pan with all those good juices is where we're gonna build our white pizza sauce. You wanna bring that mix up to a boil, add in your shallots and garlic until they get nice and soft, and top it off with some more white wine, a splash of heavy cream, eventually some parm, some chili flakes, and lemon. When I said intensely flavored, I was not kidding. As tempted as I was to go crazy with the cheeses as well, and do some kind of blend of a white cheddar with maybe a Gruyere and mozzarella, I didn't feel like I needed to do that. It just didn't feel necessary with how many other strong flavors are gonna be going on here, so I'm gonna stick to straight mozzarella, some store-bought pizza dough, because I don't care. This stuff that I could get in my local grocery stores is perfectly good. And also, we're already like 14 hours into cooking for this video, so it's one less thing I have to do, okay? And all that was left to do was roll the dough out, load on all my sauces and toppings. I had this oven ripping blazing hot on the highest temperature it could go, I believe 550. I had it preheating for an hour with that pizza steel in there. And once it got pulled out and finished with plenty of grated up parm and some chopped up parsley, oh my God. I woke up at 9:30 this morning to get to that restaurant earlier. It is now 2:32 the following day. It's been a very long and sweaty day. Will it be worth it? We shall see. It's so fucking good. Oh my God. Call me a fake New Yorker all you want. This has to be one of the greatest pizzas I've ever eaten in my life. That sauce of reduced clam juice and white wine, it is so flavorful, combined with those to die for short ribs. Overkill for a pizza, probably. Do I have any regrets? I don't. The leoparding on the crust is great. Kudos to my pizza steel. It's also more proof that store-bought pizza dough is fine to use outside of the Pillsbury crap. Avoid that. I'm really happy I didn't go crazy with the cheese either and mix in a provolone or Gruyere or something, because it really doesn't need it. Allow just the mozzarella to kind of be one with the rest of the incredible ingredients. I always feel like a jerk ranking my recipes the highest in videos like this, but I feel like I have to. This just barely edges out that pasta. Overall though, an absolutely unbelievable day, but it is now time for a shower and bed.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my 18. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision. We could make it.
This place did not pay me. You guys know from the Cheez-It video, I will be honest about a restaurant. Well, that's unfortunate.
It's okay.
We missed the exit.